Audrey, Russo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you, Charlie Batch?
I'm doing well. So we have our In the Pocket segment here, so tell us a little bit about it.
Well, this is our time for us to, we like to grill some people in town.
We do.
We like to, sometimes we have fun and we find out what's in your pocket.
But today we're not.
Today we're not. Today we're not.
We have some very important people in here today.
We certainly do. So who's in the studio today?
Hi, it's Stephanie Pashman with the Three Rivers Workforce Investment Board with empty pockets.
With empty pockets. We're going to fill those pockets up. Okay, I don't know about them being empty. Okay, and then you also brought someone else on your team that might pipe in, right?
She did. My name is Kevin Perkey, also with the Three Rivers Workforce Investment Board.
Okay, great to have you here. So what brings you here?
We're here today to talk about a great week coming up next week that we call Imagine Career Week, which is all about telling our youth where the jobs of the future are and helping them think about where they can get involved in technology jobs and other careers in Pittsburgh.
So what problem are you trying to solve?
We're trying to solve too many problems. But one big problem is that we've got about 30,000 jobs open in this region and many unemployed people and a bunch of youth without a lot of jobs available to them and without an understanding of where they should be going in their futures.
Okay, so
how did you come up when you say imagine? How did this whole
thing came about recognizing that we need to really bring youth out into the community to understand what they can imagine for their future, that there really are great things for them to do within Pittsburgh, a range of jobs, a range of opportunities, and they should stay in school, start thinking about how to get towards those careers in the future.
And I know when you look back, you're now going into your 7th year.
This is our 7th year.
You have to be excited about that.
We are. We've started with really small roots, and due to a great sponsorship from the Citizens Bank Foundation, we've been able to amp this thing up. And we kick off the week with a really exciting breakfast at the Carnegie Science Center with Bruce Niemeyer, who is the head of the Appalachia region for Chevron, keynoting a breakfast.
Oh, nice.
Great.
And we got lots of companies coming to talk about where we can really think about how do we roll up our hands and help youth get exposed. So that breakfast is a good way to say, we really need to think about these science careers. We've got a lot of technology opportunities, and how do we tell our youth where those are and bring them in and get them on a path.
And when you say youth, what are the ages?
About 14 to 24 is what we're talking about. So high school
so
and
that
up.
kicks us out.
Dang, we need to go.
We hope you've already figured it out, Audrey.
I have. I don't know about him. I have.
But it's exciting because here you have the youth around. They may or may not know about your program. How do you get people and that information out to draw the kids?
Well, we've got about 15 to 18 community partners. We work with all the local school and school districts throughout the Allegheny County area, and we bring youth to many, many, many different areas. This isn't a centralized thing. This is youth going to tech shop up in Bakery Square to roll up their sleeves and figure out how to use laser cutting machines and get exposed to the concept of robotics and what can we do with a CNC machiner. That's one example. We've got youth going out to the Carpenters Union to see where the trades and where they can get exposed to trades. We've got youth coming to a variety of shadowing within banks, hospitals, and other kind of the bread and butter of our companies. All week this is going on. We bring about 6,000 to 8,000 youth out into the community to see where they could go and to talk to companies and people working about what they do every day.
I don't know if we have anyone coming to the Tech Council.
Well, we'll have to change that. How many you want?
Yes.
We'll be there Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
The Best of the Batch Foundation.
That is it.
I would say we also have a wonderful summer work experience opportunity the Tech Council might want to think about participating in. We have something called Work Ready Pittsburgh, where we take on the youth for summer employment, and we work with local companies to place them and to give them a corporate experience rather than just summer-based opportunities. Yeah.
We're happy to help. So, the problem, we keep hearing about science, technology, engineering, and math. And, we have jobs, and some of these jobs are fantastic jobs. And there's a disconnect. We keep hearing that we have more jobs than we have people who are qualified. It's not just our region, right? Because we've been to Silicon Valley, they have gaps there. We just came back from Boston.
I was in Germany.
Gaps there.
They're talking about it there. It's all over.
So what do you think? Stephanie, you've been at the helm of this for a little while. What, 3, 4 years?
3 years.
3 years. So what are your observations?
I think part of it is a knowledge gap that we still in some ways in Pittsburgh are recovering from this steel heritage, and everybody wants something better for their kids when they go to college. So we're all pushing kids to college, liberal arts college, and they're coming out without a clear vision of why they went to college, without a direction for that career, and without skills that our local companies need.
So college isn't the answer for everyone.
Not for everybody. 2/3 of our local jobs are actually for high school plus some advanced training or an associate's degree. So you can really do well. We're going into what we call mechatronics, which is kind of advanced manufacturing with some pre-engineering, and get a terrific job making a lot of money.
So Charlie, when you were in high school, did you take any vocational classes?
No, I didn't take vocational, but this is what I was going to say before you asked that question. I like what you're doing because it focuses on that 14 to 21-year-old. Because most of the time when you go to college, like you say, you're told to go to college. You don't necessarily know what you want to do.
Right.
It comes time to picking a major. You just pick one because it's just the first thing that comes to mind.
Absolutely.
Then you get through, and then halfway through, you're like, I don't think this is what I want to do. But if I drop these classes, I won't graduate.
And to be honest,
now you got to kind of start back over again. So that's why I like what you're doing into those young kids to be able to do this.
the earlier the better.
Yes, the earlier the better.
Yep.
But the other thing is, if I can just jump in, is that, when I was in high school, I liked to make things, but I was definitely never offered an opportunity to go vocational. For being a girl, being, second generation American, it was like, no way, you go to college. You go to college. And I'm certainly glad that I've had that opportunity to do that and get a master's degree and do postmaster's work. But I missed learning how to make stuff.
That's why we're so excited about Tech Shop, because we see that as a place to say, not only is this for youth whose parents, want them something better, but this is really for a broad range, and you don't have to just write it off and never go to college. You could start with doing something technical and move in to a 4-year degree.
Well, the point
It's not
is that
it's not one or the other.
Exactly.
It's
That's
not,
exactly
but
right.
It's not
you
one
get
or
a
the
sense
other.
of direction whenever you do it this way.
That's right.
Right, but I mean, you can't, the United States for too long has separated innovation from making things, and we've seen what that's done.
That's correct.
So from the macro, standpoint, it's been dangerous for us to separate it. And isn't that the same thing that we've done in high schools?
Yes, and I think that's what we've been on a path now to get companies to say that. That's what one of the things we want to hear at the breakfast is it's about the combination of the innovation economy is all about making things.
Right.
And we have to get youth inspired to that and bring it back together. Fixing the schools is a bigger challenge that I'm not sure we're prepared to take on.
I think,
but part of it is getting our employers to say that so we at least can start inspiring some change.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll say speaking of the combining of innovation and making, are you familiar with the little square things? If you go to a fancy coffee shop nowadays, you can swipe your credit card on top of an iPad. That was
Square.
conceived and made
Square.
at a tech shop.
I know.
So
it's really great.
the possibilities
Don't you
are
love
open. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
So but the other piece is the reason why I was asking Charlie if he went to, a technical track, is that one of the things that's happened in the U.S. is that it's a separate building now. So it almost looks like, okay, there goes Charlie.
Yep.
He's going off to a vocational.
Right.
Oops. What does that really mean? It means that it's probably he's not going to college.
Well, I mean, in some cases, it's because it's not cool. In a lot of these young kids' mind that it's not cool to do something like that. But I think because we've been in the experience and being able to now teach them and understand that, look, you need to do this, and this is the reason why you have to do it. And when you look at this, this is why you're doing that. So I know if you have people who are out there right now listening and they want to know how they can get more involved with what you're doing or more information on this, how can they go about doing that?
They can go to our website, www.imaginecareerweek.org. They can go to our primary website as an organization, www.trwib.org, to get information about the broad range of activities we do to think about the future of the workforce and the existing workforce. And there are many activities, some open to the public, some for targeted groups, but there are ways for many people to get involved with this event next week.
And they'll be ready to go, and I know that's something that, if I'm going to this as a young kid, I will be excited because there's opportunity there, imagining whatever you want to do. But I think the connection afterward is going to be key for them to make sure that they're able to follow up.
Absolutely.
I think it's great. Keep up the good work. You can hear Stephanie's enthusiasm about this work, which, in and of itself is pretty important because trying to change these kind of massive systems doesn't take, one person, doesn't take one organization. So my hat's off to you for grabbing it and trying to drive it. All I would advise is There's no one answer for everyone.
We couldn't agree with you more.
No
Thanks,
one
Audrey.
answer, but
Thanks,
make
Charlie.
sure you get that voice out there. You can follow them on Twitter, PGH Workforce, and that's their Twitter name, so follow them.
Thanks,
Great.
Charlie.
Thank you.
Thank you both for being here. This is Audrey Russo.
And this is Charlie Batch.